Hi, I'm Molly Kirkham. I'm a local food specialist at the National Center for Appropriate Technology. I work on projects to increase production of and access to local foods in Montana. I also managed the Dillon Farmers Market for 2 seasons and was an occasional vendor selling produce from my small market garden. In this lesson, Selling Your Story, Social Media Outreach and Marketing, we'll be discussing how to successfully and efficiently use digital tools to increase exposure and sales. So in this lesson, we're going to review a short description of 3 popular social media platforms. We'll go over the general best practices across all 3 platforms. Then we'll move into tips that are platform specific, and we will finish by covering some third-party marketing and summarizing the key takeaways. TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook are 3 of the world's most popular social media platforms. All have similar procedures, mostly consisting of posting, sharing, and liking content, as well as messaging between users. TikTok users post short videos that can be edited on the platform through a user-friendly interface. Users scroll through video posts from the accounts they follow, as well as posts on their For You page. The For You page recommends videos that the user might be interested in based on the data collected by the platform. TikTok's largest user group is made up of 18 to 24-year-olds, making the audience generally much younger than Instagram and Facebook. Instagram and Facebook have the same parent company, Meta. Although Instagram was previously used for posting only photos, users now post photos and videos on their profile, as well as stories that delete after 24 hours. These stories can be saved to a highlight to have a permanent spot on their profile. And users also can interact with certain stories if prompted by the account posting, such as vote on this poll or ask me anything. On Facebook, users can advertise events, create posts with text, photos, links, videos, and more. Facebook Marketplace is used to buy and sell items between users. Users can also join public or private Facebook groups, such as the private group Winter Kissed Farm, CSA, which consists of CSA members to do things like share recipes, or the public group Missoula Events, where farmers markets can post about an upcoming market. And then Facebook users are generally older than Instagrams and especially TikTok users. Although TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook have their differences, there are steps you can take across all 3 platforms to increase the success of your digital marketing. The first one we're going to talk about is posting consistently. It's one of the most important actions you can take to make your social media platform impactful. The frequency that works for your business will depend on your audience. Sources differ on how often businesses should post. Some say every day is ideal, while others say at least 1 to 3 times per week. It will depend on your capacity and how much content you have to share, as well as what your audience seems to interact with. We also recommend that you follow accounts that you associate with, such as other farmers markets where you vend, the other vendors at the market, businesses you sell to, and businesses you are interested in selling to. These could be restaurants, universities, groceries, schools, and distributors. We also recommend that you follow nonprofit and support organizations in your area, such as University Extension, food policy coalitions, and conservation districts. And it is important that you interact with these accounts, and you can do this through a variety of ways, such as tagging where appropriate, like tagging the market where you're vending, or tagging other vendors when posting about a market taking place. You can also reshare posts you are tagged in. For example, if another vendor tags you in a reel, you can reshare it to your story. It is important to interact with the accounts you follow through liking, commenting, and sharing, just like a typical user. And on the other hand, encouraging follow interaction is also a great way to get more visibility. Businesses can encourage follower interaction by requesting comments. For example, tomorrow at the Clark Fork Market, we will be selling red and golden beets. So many beets. What is your favorite meal to make beets with? Comment below. And you can also use direct messaging to increase your user interaction. For example, our winter CSA shares will be available next Friday. Feel free to DM us if you have any questions before you purchase. Just be sure to have the capacity to answer messages on your social media platforms if you are requesting that people contact you through them. Another best practice is to diversify your posts by keeping proportions around 20% sales and marketing and 80% social and entertaining. These proportions come from the Social Ginger, who specializes in local food and farmers market marketing. Sales posts should include information on where customers can find your products and what you have for purchase. And then I'll show you a couple examples of some social and entertainment posts from Chance Farm and Bozeman. On the left is an example of one of the recipe posts that they share using ingredients that made from the farm. You can also see that they also tagged the source, which encourages interaction. And on the right is a post from their Meet Your Farmer series, where they shared fun descriptions of their employees with photos of them at work. These are wonderful examples as they let people get to know the farm more intimately and get ideas on what to do with their products. And now we'll move on to maintaining a detailed bio. This will allow customers to use your social media pages to gather information they need to find and learn about your product. A short description and general location should definitely be included, as well as contact information or direct links to contact info. Depending on the capabilities of the platform, you should also have a link to your website. If you have a farm stand, the address should definitely be listed in the bio. And if you regularly sell at a farmer's market, that could be listed during the farmer's market season. Whatever is easiest for the user is the best option. We are increasingly lazy, so the easier it is for people to navigate to the appropriate links, the better. Security is increasingly important. We've heard too many stories about businesses and organizations getting locked out of their accounts and losing all of their following and content. Once locked out of an account, it can be extremely difficult, if not impossible, to retrieve it. It is recommended to use two-factor authentication when possible, and to have at least 2 administrators for professional accounts. Having an extra administrator allows someone to be in contact with the social media platform, as well as potentially restore an account that's been blocked or someone's been locked out of. So now that we've gone over the general best practices for social media, I'd like to share some platform-specific tips. TikToks tend to turn out best when they are shot and edited within the app. This is good news because the platform's editing capabilities are easy to use and often allow you to seamlessly follow the next tip, which is jumping on trends. There is an ever-growing library of TikTok trends that users quickly pick up and many replicate in their posts. Trends can be content-related, such as users posting their list of ins and outs in January for the new year, or it can be audio-related, where users overlay certain songs or infamous audio clips on their videos. Jumping onto these trends can get you more views and positive attention from your followers. And it's also important to note that you can share TikToks to Instagram and Facebook, making the most out of your content creation, and so you're not reinventing the wheel. And lastly, it is best to keep it short. TikTok data shows that videos around 30 seconds are the optimal length. On both Instagram and Facebook, users can pin posts to the top of their page, so that is the first post users see when visiting the page. Multiple posts can be pinned. This can be useful for posts announcing that your business will be a vendor at a farmer's market for a full season, or if you are hiring or currently selling CSA shares. Pinning can be used as a strategy to keep the important information front-facing and the more social and entertaining posts below for optional viewing. You can see in this post or in the screenshot of Chance Farm's Instagram that they have a pinned post that says we're hiring. And so people see that first when they come to their page. Whenever users are sharing a post on Instagram that encourages other viewers to follow an external link, I recommend using a link in bio service. This gives accounts the ability to put one link in their Instagram bio that, when clicked, takes users to a page with various links that the account intends to share. For a farm, the list of links might be the farm website, a link directly to their selling CSA shares page, a link to the farmer's market where they vend for more information on hours and location, farm to table dinner tickets if they have an event like that coming up, and like a farmhand position direct link. Link in bio services allow accounts to have a clean way to promote information to their followers and gives them a simple way to get there. On Instagram, if you're sharing content to your story, especially content with important information that is relevant for more than 24 hours, I strongly encourage you to save it to a highlight. A highlight is an archive of all of the stories saved and available to followers at all times. Highlights can be also categorized by the account holder. For instance, a baked good vendor might have the categories bread, sweets, market booth, and catering, and depending on what story they're saving, they'll choose what category they want to save it under. You can see Chance Farm here has 2 highlights with recipes and CSA info. So this allows them, say, Chance Farm posts a story of them making a recipe that will only last for 24 hours unless they save it to the highlight. And it would probably go in the recipe highlight. That way people can visit their page and see it at any time instead of only lasting for 24 hours. Like we say, we want to make the most out of all the content we're creating, and so saving it for on a permanent place on the profile is super beneficial. Then if you are making an announcement with Instagram, whether it's that you are hiring, vending at an event, having a plant sale, or hosting a workshop, you will probably want the ability to design posts. There are a lot of options out there, but one of the more popular is Canva. Canva is an easy to use website where users can create Instagram posts, flyers, banners, and more. There are free account options as well as discounts for nonprofit for the more professional Canva accounts. For that, we're hiring a post that's pinned on Chance Farm's page right here. You could do something like that on Canva. Take a photo, make it the background, and put some text on top of it. And then you have a simple post that attracts attention to people looking for jobs. Moving on to Facebook. The ability to share events on Facebook comes in super handy for farmers markets and their vendors. Many farmers markets and vendors create a repeating event for their market season. The benefits of Facebook events are that they show up as suggested for users in the area, and the event lives on the page of the content creator. So if someone visits their page, they can easily see the details of the event. Whether you're trying to increase the interaction of your customers or get the word out about your product, Facebook groups can be a great strategy. Vendors can create private groups for their customers for them to communicate. In these groups, folks often share recipes, gift their CSA shares if they're unable to retrieve them, and ask questions about things like storage and preparation. And then farmers markets and vendors can post in more general public groups to spread awareness. For instance, every Friday before the Dillon Farmers Market that took place on Saturday mornings, I would post in the Dillon, Montana community group to alert people to the market and tell a bit about what will be featured that Saturday. Some of the Dillon Farmers Market vendors also posted a few days before each market in that same group to let members know what they were bringing. And then using the Meta Business Suite on Facebook, users can schedule Instagram and Facebook posts in advance. This is a great way to optimize the time you spend on your business's social media strategy because it allows you to set a time to schedule your social media for a certain period. This means that posting daily or a few times a week doesn't mean you have to be on your phone or computer every day. You can do it all at one time, like twice a month or at the beginning of the week. And this picture here just shows what that looks like. And so if this all seems a bit too daunting, there are third-party options where businesses can pay for a marketing service to handle their social media. Some options include independent content creators, agencies, and marketing interns. In Montana, a well-known service for local food marketing is Abundant Montana. I would encourage you to start there if you are looking to outsource any marketing services. They have a ton of experience working with producers, farmers markets, and other food businesses. And just as a warning, third-party marketing can be expensive. So be sure that it makes sense for your business and the reward is worth the cost. So to review some key takeaways, no matter what social media you're using, whether it's just Facebook, just Instagram, just TikTok, or a combination, post consistently, follow and interact with relevant accounts, diversify your posts, social and entertainment and sales, and then have a detailed bio and make sure you have the proper security so you don't lose everything you've worked on. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me, Mara, or Tammy. We've all worked with farmers markets and producers nationally and in Montana. And then I do want to say thank you for watching this, and a special thanks to Chance Farm in Bozeman for letting us use their wonderful social media as an example, and Nana Louie Farm as well.